I'm Aaron.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Omar.
And this is Talking Points. So what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Talking Points here on Triforce Chaos. Today's episode will all be about the world of collecting.
Woo.
We decided, since this was an episode on collecting, we would have none other than our one of our awesome fans, who's also a big collector, Omar, to join us on the show. So with all that being said, let's get talking.
Welcome.
Yeah. Welcome aboard, Omar.
Appreciate you guys having me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about what got you into collecting.
Oh boy, the old secret origins of the toy guy.
You know, every hero has an origin story, you know.
Well, it all started a couple of decades ago. I want to say back in '92, I got my very first Transformer. It was all about Hound. For those that are looking to know what exactly Transformer I got, I stared at it in the box for just days and days. Didn't decide if I wanted to take it out or not. Took it out. Tried to transform it, popped the head off by mistake. They might have built cars Ford Tough back in the 80s, but they didn't do it with the toys. So I just stared at a broken piece there. I got another one, took better care of it, so I'm going to leave this one in the box this time. And one box led to another, and next thing you know, here I am about 25 years later, about one shopping spree away from the show hoarders. So tell us, what is the most expensive toy you ever bought? Oh gosh. Recently I stopped by a toy shop over in Mount Pleasant and getting caught up with plugging holes, because with collectors you're just buying stuff at random, or you're looking for particular figures you don't have. And I recently came across a Marvel Legends Apocalypse figure.
Oh, nice.
Big giant Build-A-Figure that's already put together. I don't have to buy the figures to go with it. And because it was missing two of the arm tubes on the back of it, the guy knocked off about $20-30 just for tubes. I'm like, wow, well, hate to see what you do if it was missing a finger. So I paid about $90 for it, so that wasn't bad for like my used figure. If you're talking brand new, mint, right off the factory, definitely has to be Metroplex. They did a reissue of him, and I paid about $245, $250 for him. And once again, if you want it, you need it, you gotta have it. There's no expense, there's no price tag big enough. If you're a fan of something that big, you know you gotta have it, you gotta want it. Price is only gonna get worse from there, so you might as well just get on the ground floor and pay the couple of $100 before you look back a few years later and pay a couple of $1,000.
Yep.
So what tips do you have for collectors out there, or anything like that?
The biggest tip I can give for collectors is just collect what you like. Don't go by the masses, don't go by the mob rules. And this is going to tick off a few people, but I'm just mainly going by opinions here. Don't be one of these asshats that collects just for the price tag, how much something's worth, just so you can flip it. This isn't a house. If you're looking to repair something or buy it just to resell it again, learn how to play the stock market. If you're going to get into the toy game, just get into it for the love of it.
Yeah.
I can't begin to tell you how many of these ass clowns would get on Facebook and, hey, I'm in Walgreens or I'm in Walmart and I'm about to buy a whole case of Daredevil figures. I'll sell them to you guys pretty cheap, $60, and it's just like, get a life, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And when you give guys like that attention, they're gonna keep playing that little scalper game. It's like, it's no better than somebody selling basketball tickets outside, buys a bunch of them up, tries to sell them back to you, and they know you want to go in there that badly, so you're going to unfortunately pay their price.
Yeah, he's kind of like the Resident Evil 4 guy, you know, I'll sell it to you for a good price.
Yeah, that's like, was 2 years ago when Amiibos first came out, and like the Gold Mario and the Rosalina. People
and
just like
swarming and
just like as soon as it was like Gold Mario's available, Gold Mario's available! Click, 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 click.
Yeah.
That one dude that he hates Rosalina so much, I think he spent like $17,000 just so he has every single Rosalina amiibo when they come out. So nobody else can have them because he hates her that much. You're just giving Nintendo money because you hate something. That doesn't make any sense.
And once again, that's just the absolute wrong reason to get into this game. You have two opposites. You got the 5-year-old kid that just really likes a character that much. They want the figure. They want to play with them. They want to throw them against the wall and just really put this thing through the ringers. But they're having fun with it. Many of my figures have been tempered in all kinds of torture devices, especially my G.I. Joes.
What are they for?
You show me a kid that hasn't tortured a G.I. Joe, I'll show you a kid that's not having any fun.
You turn a G.I. Joe into looking like the melt from Kablam.
Oh, God. Put a noose around his neck and put him across the toilet. Like, tell me the location of your base. Or flush the toilet.
G.I. Joe now with waterboarding action. What is your secrets? Tell us your secrets.
And the thing is, this kid will never forget those experiences. He's having an absolute blast. This little $8 toy is just bringing him the absolute joy in life. Then you get, once again, on the other side of that spectrum, you got this guy that's sweeping the entire East Coast, buying every Marvel Legends Spider-Gwen figure he can get. And he's telling the people, he's advertising, like, I'm about to buy this. He's telling them their plan. I'm about to buy this. I'm going to turn around and sell it for double the price. And once again, you're in the wrong game. You're in the wrong game for that. This is something that brings joy to people, young and old. This is something that I enjoy doing. This is something a lot of my friends and family and the kids that I talk to enjoy doing. And just leave it at that. Just don't do this if you're in this for the money.
Yeah. But unfortunately, you gotta have that. With anything, it could be collectibles, classic movies, car, anything that people are gonna want something of. There's gonna be another person that's like, well, I can get this and buy it, $10, turn around and sell it for $100 because somebody wants it. There's always going to be assholes like that.
Now, don't get me wrong. I guess I should backtrack a little bit. It's cool to know the monetary value of something you get. Like, I got a couple of figures from the 80s, Thundercats and G.I. Joes and Transformers, stuff like that. And I get curious. I'll look on eBay and Amazon and, the big red book of comic book and comic action figure prices, and I'll check these things out. And it's cool to know. It's curiosity. Human nature. Wow, my figure's worth $1,000. That's pretty cool. Chances are I'll be buried with the damn thing. But
I used to do that too with. I'm gonna be a little embarrassing here, but I used to be real big into Pokemon cards.
Nothing wrong with that.
Every month I'd get like the Shojin Jump price guide or whatever and be like, oh hey, my holographic Wigglytuff's worth 50 cents now. That's cool. And you get the ones that are, up there close to $100 and it's like, okay, that's cool. I'm never gonna sell it, but it also gives you like a sense of pride that, there's only so many of these. That's why it's valuable. And I have one. That's pretty awesome.
And it's like I said, cards are unlike any other thing. They're on those same lines as action figures. They're out there for multiple purposes. A little bit of my opinionated history on the evolution of the action figure. You take a look at the 60s and 70s, and it was mainly just to sell, just to make a little extra cash. Then around the late 70s. You had the big boom. You had the Star Wars figures. All of a sudden, now things are getting commercialized. You had the Chewbacca's and the Darth Vaders, and this was one of the first big sought after, I gotta have it, I gotta collect it, I gotta have them all kind of deals. And that kind of bled over to the 80s where toys and action figures were nothing more than just that. They were just toys and action figures. But instead of the toys and action figures being built around the shows and cartoons and things like that were being built around action figures. a lot of producers of like Filmation and Deke and Marvel, Hasbro, they'll tell you we created those episodes and those cartoons to sell the figures. That's all it was.
Obvious.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
If you saw an episode of He-Man and he had this really cool battle cat and he had one of his many friends that did weird shit and
Odds are there was a toy coming out from that later that week.
One of the first forms of mutation here. You know, a guy that could stretch his neck and see and you know, man arms. I mean, what bigger chick-matic name than Man Arms? The kids would get done watching this 22-minute commercial, and that's all it was. And they're like, I gotta have that. And what the Americans enhanced, the Japanese perfected. Because in the 80s, over there, they were expecting their big boom, but it came in the form of giant robots. Yeah. It was always the giant robots. It was always 5 robots. You always notice it's 5. Yeah. The first one. And they formed extremities. Exactly. That formed one big robot. But you talk about making money hand over fist. So in order to have this big robot, which the kids absolutely love, you have to get these 5 other robots.
So they're all sold separately.
So now parents' wallets have gotten increasingly difficult to open because they're like, hey, God, you have to have all of them, son. Like, can't you just like have like a missing arm with this guy for a while?
Battle action.
and Christmas was just it was a time that companies like Toys R Us and all were buying their second homes in the 80s. It was like, well, instead of selling one figure like we did in the 70s, like Spider-Man and Batman and He-Man, and just pushing that one guy, now you have teams of figures that you have to get. Little Jimmy down the block, he's got like 1 or 2 Ghostbusters for Christmas. Meanwhile, Timmy across the street has got all 4 of them, so he's like,
and the Ecto.
He's the belle of the ball now all of a sudden. Ninja Turtles, there's 4 of them. You show me a kid that just got 1 during the 80s, I'll kiss your ass. So yeah, that was one of the big selling points back in the 80s. It's that things had to be purchased in groups. The kids weren't having anything else in that. Parents, they hated the idea, but you know, back in the 80s it was all about making the kids happy. So they got their 4 Ninja Turtles, they got their 4 Ghostbusters, they got their 5 or 6 Lions Voltron. I'm showing my ignorance here with Voltron. I wasn't the biggest fan in the world. I thought it was pretty cool, but it was a little predictable, so it was just like, I don't really need that. Meanwhile, Prime's dying like 6-7 million times. So I'm gonna get this before he never comes back again. And then, like I said, in the 90s, and with the Power Rangers kind of keeping collecting, not exactly at its apex, but they were trying to keep that genre alive. The market just got completely flooded because as opposed to the 80s where things were getting locked in the Disney vault and like you'll never see it again if you don't get it in 3 months, they were just like, you know, we're gonna make sure every kid has this. We're gonna put out 50 million Spider-Mans and 5,000 Wolverines, and there's gonna be different variations of it. There's like the 1 claw Wolverine, the 2 claw Wolverine. Spider-Man's got 6 arms. He's got the black suit. He's got a yellow suit. He's got
Malibu Beach swimwear.
Exactly. And it was almost an insult to collectors as well as to the kids at this point, because it's just like you guys really think we're just gonna buy all this just because you're putting it out there, and there was a huge decline in sales. It was almost like the invention of the clearance section in retail stores. So it's like they'll buy a whole case of it thinking, well, you know, kids are hip to this, they're collecting it, and meanwhile they're like, I just need that one plain Spider-Man. I don't need all this razzmatazz over here. So the 90s were kind of a dark times for collectors. Then with the arrival of Image Comics and Dark Horse and things like that, you had Todd McFarlane all of a sudden coming onto the map. 2000, it was in the 2000s, it was almost like a second renaissance of sorts for collecting. It was cool to collect again. The figures were not as insulting to kids and collectors. They look lifelike. They look real. They feel real. They're the size proportions are really great. To this day, I still hate the Power of the Force Star Wars collection. Because everybody is so
buff. That was just G.I. Joe repaint.
The waiting line on Planet Hoth to get into the gym must have been outrageous. Because these guys are walking out of here. There must have been some serious steroids.
Even the stormtroopers were like, "Let's do this!"
And
no wonder they couldn't aim.
It was absolutely ridiculous. And it was embarrassing for the companies, and it was insulting to the fans and the collectors.
Yeah.
McFarlane put an end to all of that. To this day, I'm still a big fan of McFarlane toys. I think he really turned the tide for collectors. He said, "I'm not going to piss you guys off."
Yeah.
Al Simmons is going, like people's feelings. Al Simmons is going to look burnt. He's going to be a crispy fucking critter. He's going to look dark and dank. He's going to look like he's been sleeping in an alley the old toys were just too clean and too bad. For some reason, Optimus Prime always had a shimmering, shine, glossy, even though he just been like in a 14-hour shootout.
In the desert.
But and McFarlane said, nuts to all that. We're going to make these guys look legit.
Battle worn and all that.
And he did it well. He did it very well. And with that came to present day. You have Diamond Select. You have McFarlane still at the head of the game. You have NECA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very pleased and very curious to what NECA plans on doing in the future. They're bringing all kinds of heroes, sports figures, just movie horror monsters, and they're making these guys look legit. So we went from the old Saturday morning, Friday the 13th, "Hi, I'm Jason, chop chop." And now these guys look messy. Like, you put this on a shelf and you walk around your house at 3 o'clock in the morning with the lights on, you're like, "Holy shit, like, what is that?" That looks a little too damn real.
Yeah.
And there's a sudden surge again. You got comic book stores and retailers, just Amazon, the advantage of the internet. Now people can access these figures when they want. They're always available, but they're still in small quantities. So it's the best of both worlds. If you're a collector to the point you want something rare, you can get it now. You might have to pay an extra couple of $100, depending on when you decide to order it. But you're going to get a good product. You're going to get a product that's dedicated to the character you love. Right now, I think is a great time. It's a great period for us collectors, with Predators and Aliens being at its all-time high.
Yeah.
The resurgence of that. You got Ninja Turtles that look like just what they say. They look mutant. They look like ninjas. They're turtles. They look the shit. They really do. The Diamond Select toys, they are amazing to watch and look at. So that's kind of my brief history with that, but I think it's a really good time to be a collector just for the look. And it's not insulting towards the most important aspect of collecting, and that's the fans.
Yeah.
Now, there's one slight downfall to the availability of Amazon that I personally have. I mean, it might not be the same for you, but the advantage of the availability of Amazon kind of takes away from the thrill of the hunt. I feel like only true collectors know that feeling where you go to 50 different, game shops around your state and you come across this battered and slightly bruised figure, but there it is.
It's the only one left.
It's walking out with me to death. That's all there is.
Yeah.
You can either be prickish and leave it there, and hopefully there'll be another one on the shelf within 6 months, or you can just get it while you got it.
Yeah.
And just take care of it. I love going on what I call bug hunts. Me and my buddy John DeLong, we're always having like a semi road trip of sorts. We'll hit up Toys R Us and go to Ollie's, and then we'll stop by to like Soundwave Comics, Captain's Comics. We hit up all these places. And sometimes we don't know what we're looking for. Sometimes we do.
And some catches your eye. I'm like, well.
And that's the magic moment when you're not expecting to get something, but it just hits you.
It might be something you didn't even know existed.
Like a Marvel Legends Galactus Build-A-Figure already put together. Oh my God, I don't have that. I gotta have that. I haven't seen one in the wilds before. You know?
Yeah.
I think the birth of the exclusives has really caused a lot of safaris, if you will. Limited numbers. You'll never see them again. There is no Disney Vault because when these figures are gone, they're going to burn the motherfucker to the ground. They're going to make sure these things don't ever appear again. And some companies still get it the wrong way. You got some companies that'll just, oh, we're out? Oh, we can't have that customer service. Let's put out 10,000 more and make sure. Some companies like, hey, screw you, pal.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about little Johnny's birthday, man. You should have got it when it was. You see that little number on the box, 200? That's all we made, buddy. That's it.
Yeah, the most recent event like that I can think of is the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy pre-order bonus.
Yes.
We're only making this many, and now the mold's gone, and then, a month later, oh, well, it turns out we just printed 350,000 more.
Yeah.
And that's when these faceless people will get on Facebook and Yelp and start complaining like, oh, GameStop did this, and they're those sons of bitches. Well, if GameStop stabbed you in the back, you gave them the knife.
Yeah, exactly.
You know this thing was on pre-order. You know you should have been down there, just like every other smart collector, and you should have took care of your business while it was there. I made the mistake. I went into a comic book store in Charleston, and I saw a Diamond Select War Machine. Next to X-Men Beast, War Machine is definitely one of my favorite figures. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, it'll be here tomorrow, and I just went and bought some random shit. I think there was a Three Stooges diorama in there somewhere.
Yeah.
For some odd reason, I seem to take preference over Rhodey, and I went back the next day, and damn, he wasn't there. He wasn't there. So somebody's enjoying that figure right now.
Yeah.
And the sneaky part is, if I was to ask said person, hey, you want to sell that to me? Sure, I paid $25, so I think 150 is fair.
Yeah.
You got to have it. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now. I used to have a whole bunch of awesome micro machines, man, back in the day.
Oh,
and
beats still my heart.
I had them all right there. Well, I come home from college one day. Oh, I gave those away. I looked at my mom. I said, one day those things will be worth money.
Oh,
Search the internet. I just felt like I said, there goes college. There goes
There goes retirement.
Yeah, there goes retirement. There goes, me possibly having something I can, fall back on in case the economy tanks.
If I'm out here mowing grass at 50 years old, I blame you.
Yes.
I have a slightly similar experience. I used to collect Archie Sonic comics, the original Sonic comics.
Mm-hmm.
I jumped on it when they first started being printed, issue 0.
Archie was the first company to really take a chance with Sonic like that.
And I had issue 0, which was the prequel to the original Sonic the Hedgehog game.
Oh gosh.
And I had it all the way up through, I think, it was issue 54, but in issue 50 is when they killed off Robotnik. So that whole saga is extremely hard to find online now.
Yeah.
And
in print copies. I have digital copies because
what
does that matter?
It's so hard to get back on the horse again when you lose your collection, whether it be due to act of God. There's some people that went through really horrible events like Hurricane Sandy, things like that, and they lost a lot of things that took them a long time to gather and put together,
and stuff that can't be replaced, like limited edition prints and all
exactly. that. Exactly, and when I say act of God, I'm talking about hurricanes, theft, moms,
fire.
Yeah, moms. Moms are the antithesis for everything collectible. They're your arch enemy there.
The bane of collecting.
Yeah.
And we do it to ourselves once again, because I know I had a shit ton of comic books. I had some really good stuff, first time Daredevil and Punisher fought, and just really awesome stories. I had the entire Ramada line of Daredevil. I had the George Perez Avengers stuff, and my mom warned me. It was I was sitting just this little hut with this little comic book pentagram built around me. And I was reading them in a circle. She's like, if you don't clean this up, I'm tossing them. and a week later, I come home from school and all the neighborhood kids digging through the trash. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, that's come back, get something. And they're scattered.
Yeah.
What have you done?
It's like watching cockroaches with a piece of food right there on the floor, You go back and you're like, hey, no, I was gonna. Oh, they got it.
And she's like, I warned you, and I don't believe in doing stuff like that. I will never toss out a child's.
Yeah.
But now, if I like Legos, if I step on a Lego, that shit's going in the trash.
Yeah. I mean, that Swedish company, when they made those, the first thought was, hey, let's see what we can do here. Landmines, perfect.
Like a form of torture in some states.
That was a terrible Swedish impersonation. It sounded more like, Italian from New York. Hey, perfect. Let's go ahead and put the landmine right here. So, now that we've talked a little bit about the collecting and all that, Omar, let's talk about what you're working on right now, which is
a lot about collecting.
Yeah, we talked a lot about collecting. I believe this whole episode, it is a collection episode, but let's talk about Low Country Giga Toshou Con.
Oh, wow. I really appreciate you guys giving us a plug on that. Thank you.
And you brought a prop, too. We didn't get a chance to show it off during the collection, but I know you've talked about showing this off at the con.
For all the kids that are watching, and I apologize in advance for my language. Well, not in advance, I done cursed, and now I apologize.
Yeah.
For all my elementary school buddies that I visited during my Hobby Day project over the last couple of years, there was no way I was coming onto this TV show without showing off Metroplex. Everybody knows we go hand in hand. We travel together. I get tired. He drives. It works out pretty good. So for everybody at Northside and Bells Elementary and Forest Hills Elementary, here's Metroplex. As promised, I got him. So I took care of that.
Yeah. Hey Omar, bring him into the set a little bit.
Center screen.
So I'm just showing off like that.
Yeah, you're showing off just his left arm, like, hey buddy.
Yeah, because Metroplex
other hand's busy doing something.
And I'll make sure it's zoomed in on that right now.
Yeah.
Definitely one of my favorites. My all-time favorite collectible is this guy right here. He's just big. He's massive. The amount of articulation and detail, I just absolutely love him.
It looks like it's pretty well put together.
Yeah,
it is, and that's just because my mutant power of clumsiness hasn't kicked in yet.
Yeah.
So I try not to mess with him too much because I know I'm gonna pull off an arm or a leg and pull an old break it Barry there.
I just want to point out that when was this made?
I believe this came out in 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
And you still got fine detail like these little vent slits right here in this small little corner.
Exactly.
A lot of people either don't pay attention to stuff like that or don't even bother putting it in there.
And once again, thanks to Todd McFarlane, these things are now expected in our day and age of collecting. I'm quite sure 20 years ago this was just one big block.
All up under here where you'll never see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean it's right down to the finger. I can have him, he can shoot the bird if he wanted. The joints, the pivots, it's really monstrous. It's definitely nothing short of a masterpiece. I'm very proud to own this. I'm very happy and privileged to have this guy, and this is definitely one that's going in the coffin with me when I go. He'll be laying right next to me, folks. So that's old Metroplex there.
So let's talk about the Comic Con a little bit. Low Country Giga Toshou Con.
The Comic Con. I'm very, very proud to present this project to not only Walterboro but just the surrounding areas. This is my apex. This is my Moby Dick, my white whale. With me doing community projects and charity events and things like that for the last 8 years, everything I do is towards the kids. And an event like this gives kids and families an opportunity to experience things they normally can't do or can't afford to or just don't have the time to travel to. Not knocking the other conventions, but trying just to get through the gate alone usually costs you, a couple of $100 just to reserve a hotel, things like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like going to Disney World.
Yeah.
We know. We've been through.
Yeah.
And
we went during a hurricane last year, so we know all too well.
So your money literally and figuratively blew away.
Yeah, we get right up there to, we went to the Soda City Comic Con last year.
Yes. Very, very familiar with them.
Yeah, we went up there, got up there, it was pouring rain. I was like, okay, this storm won't last long. No, it was a hurricane. Hurricane
we made it work and had fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually a video of us walking down the streets of Columbia, and Josh has got this poncho on, and the poncho just blows away, and all of a sudden, fireworks starts playing in the background just because,
Oh, geez.
Josh is the editor that he is,
And things are just like really bad. So that poncho is just all you had, man. And then
Yeah.
we'll just take this too.
Yeah, I had the umbrella, and the umbrella was like, "Gone." Nope, you're staying with me. Gone. But anyway, ADD kicked in. Go ahead, Omar.
So the core of the con is to make sure that all children get to experience everything that comes with con. I want these kids to enjoy getting autographs signed. I want them to enjoy the games and activities we have. Of course, our wonderful vendors that we've had sign up. We got Ernie Suggs, we got Sean McGinnis.
Oh, nice.
We got Ashley Ware. We got a lot of great artists and celebrities coming in. Rebecca Eggers, who's with the Walking Dead Fans of Carol fan club. Not to just use this as a cheap plug, folks, just letting you know who's coming in for this thing.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of great activities. We're going to have a Chewbacca growling contest. We're going to have a cosplay contest. You got 3 months to practice that. We're building a huge, one-of-a-kind arcading and game card tabletop experience. We're actually calling it Thundercade. We're going to have Injustice. We're going to have Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. The coup de grace is going to be our Smash Brothers tournament.
Yes.
And I get that reaction.
Wait, which Smash are we talking?
Oh, we're talking about the most current one.
So Wii U.
The Wii U.
Yeah. We burn our own
And,
controllers.
as long as Mr. Bowser is in that lineup, I will be participating in that.
Can we bring our own controllers?
We're still ironing out the details with that. I don't see a problem with it personally, as long as you just tag it, make sure it doesn't get lost in the shuffle, or little Jimmy walks out with it.
I'm very accustomed to my GameCube controller.
Oh my! You're one of those folks here. So we're gonna hold up the tournament for about 5 minutes while you're getting your little key configuration, right?
No, it's just plug and play.
Oh, so I'll say, okay, well, I guess that's just me then.
It's the old school one, but it's the remaster that they did with like the Smash logo with the bundle and the adapter for the Wii U.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm quite sure a lot of game tournaments hated me because, like, well, give me a second, because I don't like where the light punch and the hard punch is.
I've done that too. I gotta remap stuff. Hold on.
Oh, so R1 is the punch. Oh, hell with that. We're going to have a lot of giveaways. We're going to be doing a lot of outdoor stuff. And all of this is absolutely positively free for you guys. That's my way of saying thank you for showing support for all the projects I've been doing over the years. The public library, the Colleton County Memorial Library, has been more than gracious enough to allow me to conduct such a project, and I'm honored and thrilled to even be a part of something like this. So definitely check it out, spread the word, like it on Facebook, post it, messenger pigeon, smoke signal. Do people still use AOL? Whatever you folks got to do to get this thing out.
Well, we'll be sure to put links to whatever you need in the description, but just to reiterate, everything of this is free. No registration fees for game tournaments or nothing.
There's no registration fees for the tournaments. There's no registration fees for the cosplay contest. Now, I can't speak for the vendors. Of course, they got to make their money.
Yeah.
But other than
that should go without saying. But show up and you get to enjoy and have fun.
Absolutely.
Nice.
That is pretty amazing.
That's how it should be, especially with it being here in Walterboro. There are so many children that don't experience a thing like this, or it's also a way for them to start making friends. You might walk past somebody in the hallways in school and not even realize they're into the same things you are. They play Magic, they play Pokemon, they play Vanguard, Pathfinder. I saw the big grins on their Pathfinder. Playing Injustice. This is how I made some of the best friends I made in my lifetime, was just networking through games and talking geekery such as comic books and favorite superheroes. And I want to make sure that every child and every family gets to experience that.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to delve into this, but we all know the old, there's nothing to do in Walterboro kind of story.
Yeah.
And not only is this an event for Walterboro, but this is the event. If you miss out on this, there's no excuse to say there's nothing to do in this town, because this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. It's going to be a day full of it. So you definitely want to stick around and enjoy this as much as possible. Soundwave Comics is a comic shop in Somerville, one of my favorite spots. And they're going to be having a huge booth filled with comic books and toys. And there's going to be a child and a family walking out with every opportunity to explore a new hobby and get into this and get into that. And they're really going to enjoy themselves. I really think everybody's going to enjoy themselves with this.
Yeah. So anyway, it sounds like it'll be an awesome event. I really can't wait to go there and try to check this out.
I can't wait to see you.
I mean, I love Comic Cons, dude. And Josh got me started on my first one last year. In the middle of a hurricane, of course. Like I said,
So Soda City was your first one?
Yeah, Soda City was my first one. It was my comic book cherry popper, so... Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Hopefully they were gentle with you.
Oh, yeah.
He got by okay.
Yeah, there were plenty of dudes.
He got to hug Kristen Huey.
Yeah, Kristen, yeah.
And her crossplay Aquaman.
Yeah, thanks for correcting me on that last week, Josh, before.
But I hope that this is going to turn out to be a good event for you, and...
I hope it turns out to be a good event for the town.
And if you want us, I'm pretty sure I can speak for Aaron that we'll be excited to work with you on it.
Yeah.
I absolutely, positively want you guys to be a part of it. We'll definitely add you to our flyer. There's still time to get your small businesses added to the flyer, of course. If you want to be a part of this, you want to be a sponsor, definitely shoot us an email on Facebook to Low Country Giga Toshou on the Facebook fan page. In fact, for every 50 likes that page gets, I'm always giving away a prize. I've already given away 2. I believe we're about 1 or 2 likes away from the Hulkbuster
Batman figure. Not
and
I was sitting there watching that like, I want that.
Well, on the week of May 4th, there's going to be an entire week, just Star Wars week, and I'm going to give away 7 prizes to 7 different people all week long.
I can already feel the heavy breathing starting on the channel now. Everybody's
that's my Chewbacca impersonation. I'm working on that stuff.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, but
I think we need to have him back on that week.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be... Omar's going to be coming, in my opinion...
That'd be a good way for you to show off what you're giving away, too.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what, I'll announce the first winner on the show.
Yeah.
The first winner of the week, I'll announce it here. Absolutely.
All right,
absolutely.
Now. I just got goosebumps thinking about that, man. Omar, I really want to thank you for coming on. Now we'll get to go, now...
No, thank you guys for having me. I really, truly appreciate it.
Before we finish up, we always do this section right here, which is our talking points, which is what this is, the namesake of the show. And each week we ask a question to the fans. Okay. Well, last week's question, of course, was all about, what do you like to collect? First off, before we get started with reading our answers, Josh, you said you had a couple of people you had one person in particular you wanted to give a shout out to for comments.
Yeah, definitely want to give a shout out to what looks like one of our newest, biggest fans. He goes by the handle of Grumpy PC Gamer or Grumpy PCer. Sorry if I messed that up.
Yeah,
but it looks like he comments a lot, he likes a lot, and I've watched a few of his videos and liked them back. He's a pretty cool guy, so I would recommend go check him out too. I'll throw his handle in the description below. If you're into PC gaming and like building your own rigs and stuff, he's pretty knowledgeable at it.
And
sounds really good.
And there's one I want to give a shout out to. It's Challenger JJ. He's been kind of late on the answering the talking points. He always answers right during the video, but still, man, thank you for giving those comments during those episodes. I really appreciate you watching. That means a lot to me. I appreciate everybody watching because, more views means more awesome stuff coming this way. So.
Also, we're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers. Yeah. And if I've never announced it before...
Which you're invited to this, Omar.
The 1,000 subscriber, little thank you bonus video. I'm getting electrocuted. So just
someone's going
make that happen.
Someone's going in with a stun baton or a taser or. I opted out of this because I'll shit myself. I don't want to do that. I like my pants.
Yeah, but I like our fans.
Yeah.
So
I like our fans too. I'll just give away something.
So it's only fitting that I bring my Spider-Man Electro figure.
Yes.
So give me pain for your pleasure.
So anyway, now that we're getting to the meat of our show, which is the meat of our show was the show itself. Now we're getting to the tail end of it, which is the talking points. Omar, you want to read off the first one? Or can you read from the...
Oh yeah. The old man can still read here. Let's see.
Don't feel bad, I'm young and I still can't read it from here.
Taylor says, well, I collect water bottles. I have everything from Star Wars. I have everything from Star Wars, Peeps, and infuser bottles. If anyone wants to donate to my collection, go to it. I also collect Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
You're gonna have this one.
Having a living room full of posters,
R2D2 on it, she'll take it.
canvas prints, pillows, cups, and other stuff. My BF's... my BF is tired of me buying them LMAO.
Hey, she got to read LMAO on the street. But yeah, Taylor, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a big Star Wars nerd. You really can't see my entire collection here because of distance, and there's 3 of us sitting here in front of the set, so all parts are kind of covered. But yeah, I've got a huge Star Wars collection. Josh, I know you're a Star Wars nerd just like me. Omar, you're definitely a Star Wars nerd.
I am probably one of the biggest Admiral Akbar fans ever, and I know that's just an absurd thing to say, but I will buy anything related to Admiral Akbar.
Extra crap.
Hey, Omar, what you need to do is pull up in the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru one day and be like, I want a fry. Wearing an Akbar mask. That is like the best thing in the world.
I will definitely keep a lookout for water bottles.
You can have this one.
And I can
Maybe
definitely
we'll
say,
even sign it.
I can definitely say it's always cool when you have someone in your life that has the same interests as you, and even if you don't, as long as they tolerate it. Because I know, like, my better half looks over my shoulder all the time, and it's like, didn't you just bought toys yesterday? You literally, this credit card can't take much more of this.
Yeah.
Or, I could turn that room into a scrapbooking room.
Yeah.
No.
But anyway.
Get a shed.
Yeah. But anyway, continuing on with our fancers, Nicole says, Hello Kitty and Disney related items. Okay, yeah, my wife's a total Disney nut, so anything Disney, she goes. And Nicole, being a friend of the channel, she's,
And that vault just opens up once again.
Yeah.
We're making a lot of references to this mythical Disney vault.
Yeah. Josh, you want to read the next one?
Katie writes in that she collects Legend of Zelda items and Studio Ghibli. Well, your font's very small.
Yeah, I know.
Legend of Zelda, that's another big one for me.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't see this one.
I know it's a large
I've got the Master Sword
and collectible Zelda stuff lately, and that's pretty cool. The game deserves it. It's only been 30 years. It just
I've got the Historia Encyclopedia. I've got the Zelda Monopoly still in plastic wrap.
Nice.
Oh wow, very cool.
I've got a Ocarina of Time. Playable Ocarina of Time.
However, every time Josh uses it, he ends up summoning some sort of like demon. I'm like, dude, no.
Here comes Babu Mine.
Yeah, yeah.
Little Tonberry fire.
Yeah.
Or Tingle.
Yeah, Tingle shows up.
Now,
hey there.
Now, if I could get Link.
Hopefully, Nintendo and Square Enix won't sue me for that little crossover.
For our next fancer, though, moving on. Jen writes, It used to be snow globes until I ran out of room to store them. I know. Jen's my wife. She always answers every talking point.
The biggest dilemma is space.
Yeah. And she says, still collect them, but not so much now than I did before. Now it's those 3D figure puzzles, which you should see her putting those things together. It's funny as hell. Fuck this shit! I'm gonna throw it! Don't throw it! You spent $15 on that baby. Oh, no. Put it down. And also fantasy books. So, yeah. Jen, you got a huge, I know I'm not getting any for a couple of weeks now. So anyway, let's move on. For
Frozen.
Yeah. Who wants to read this one? Because this one's funny.
I'm gonna steer clear now.
Alright, fuck it, I'll do it.
Dildos!
Josh beat me to it. Bobby says, dildos! Or would the plural be dildi? I kid. I used to collect stickers and shark's teeth. No, those are traditional...
Shark teeth are pretty cool to collect.
Collect dildos.
Yeah, I imagine so. Probably use them as...
to each their own.
Yeah. Omar, I'll let you read the next one.
Okay, let's see.
We're steering clear of that conversation.
Noah writes, I used to collect coins. Pretty cool genre to get into. I moved on from that, and now I have a freaking sweet ass edged weapon collection.
Okay.
It's not as big, it's not as freaking sweet. Let's keep that in mind. It's not as big as I would like it to be, but I'll get there.
That's what she said.
And guys, if there's another tip I can give about collecting, don't be intimidated by another person's collection. If you start getting into that game of dick measuring contest with this, you're just not going to.
Yeah.
Get the ones you want. Buy more if you have to. Just do it because you want to. Don't try to. What's the little term they use for that? The keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Don't bother with that. There's always somebody that's going to have a bigger collection. You know, there's probably tons of people that have a bigger collection than me. I try not to think about that. I enjoy what I got. I love what I got. Do it because you love it. If you love what you have, then it's a badass collection.
Yeah.
But you could also use that to your advantage if you know somebody that, you know, has a bigger collection. How did you get that?
Yeah.
What tips can you give me?
Trade.
You know, network.
Trades.
There you go.
Or you could just sneak up to the back of their collection there, you know, with your hands behind your back, grab that action figure that you want, stuff it down your pants, and walk out. When he asks you where to go, I don't know.
Well, there's always an honor code amongst collectors.
I know.
Just don't be, you know, oh, you got a bigger collection, man. I don't want nothing to do with you. Don't use that as a networking advantage.
Yeah.
He might know somebody that's willing to part with something that you want later down the line.
He can take you on one of his big hunts, and you might find a nice little goose egg filled with, you know, all kinds of cool stuff. He'll show you where he gets this from.
Yeah.
There's the stores are out there, flea markets, yard sales.
Nobody knows about them.
The advantage of the internet is going to be one of your biggest things, because if the internet can't order it for you, they'll damn sure tell you where to find it.
Yeah.
So definitely start a network, make friends, shake hands.
And that goes with anything, you know, not just like collecting action figures. You collect cars, or, you know, anything, whatever you do that you're interested in.
Yeah.
There's a network for it.
And, you know, while we're sitting on this talking point, I think we pretty much answered the Teamsters in the whole episode itself. I mean, you pretty much said you start off with Pokemon cards and...
Pokemon cards, Beast Wars figures, Legend of Zelda.
This whole episode was pretty much
comics, video games.
Yeah. I'm pretty much the same as Josh. Video games, of course, action figures, mostly Funko Pop stuff. You know, every now and then I'll get into the big stuff. You know, now I'm getting into the meat of it now.
Absolutely, and that's the whole point of it. If you love it, get it.
Yeah.
If you want it, get it. That's really the best answer I can give you guys.
And don't worry about people making fun of you for, like, you know, if you're some 50-year-old dude named Big Bubba and you like Hello Kitty, go for it.
You know, if you like,
it's not hurting anyone. Well, you know, you might want to kiss your love life goodbye, but
yeah.
No, in all honesty, if you love a certain thing, do it. Go for it. As long as it's not hurting anybody. Me having a room full of action figures is not bothering absolutely anyone.
Yeah, like if you love, like, hanging up dead squirrels in your room, like, that might be pushing it.
Yeah, that's pushing it a little.
But as long as you're doing stuff that's legal and, you know, not causing harm to anybody or anything, have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. I know someone that collects, like, weird and different pencil erasers. You know, the ones that you cap off and stuff.
Yeah.
They got stuff from, like, the 80s, like old Gremlin ones and things. And it's pretty impressive. I know people that collect. They don't really get into the action figures, but they collect the empty boxes that they came in. Yeah, it sounds odd, but you'd be surprised how many people are into that.
That must mean something to them somehow. Just like, this figure means something to Aaron.
Yeah,
exactly.
Favorite character in a video game, you know.
Coins, stamps, baseball cards, and for all our sports fans, I apologize I haven't brought that up, because that is a major apex in collecting it is sports cards. If you love it, do it. Absolutely, because you'll be surprised how many friends you'll make from stuff like that. You know, I tell these kids all the time when I'm in these schools, I don't care if you're a girl that's one of the biggest Avengers collectors in the world, or if you're a boy that collects Barbie dolls. Do it if you love it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. As long as it's not hurting anyone or it's not hurting yourself, go for it. Live life. Be yourself. Be a nerd. Be a geek. Geek and proud. I'm a geek and I'm a mutant, so I got tons of flags I'm waving here, folks.
So, you know, I think that's now that we've already finished up with that talking point, let's go ahead and move on to next week's talking point, which is what video game would you like to see made into a movie? With Warcraft coming out, I figured that would be a good one to talk about.
This is going to be a touchy one.
I'm afraid to ask the question because, we've had some okay movies made out of video games, and then we've had some, oh my god, why did they do that?
Why did you even bother wasting the money?
Pixels, I tried to watch.
That was not a bad movie, okay?
Okay, I tried watching it, I couldn't get into it. Then again, my favorite movie is The Room, so.
Okay. I'm going to defend Pixel the same way that I said.
Yeah, I got to stick to my comment of do it if you love it, folks. Like, I can't undo that. So if he loves The Room.
Yeah. Oh, hi.
Alright, I got to defend Pixel the same way that I defend Resident Evil, and the same way I defend the Mario Brothers movie.
Now which Resident Evil movie?
All of them.
All of them.
Not the CGIs, because those are actually canon, but...
Those are actually good, but if we're talking about, like, the first one, and they, like, here comes us...
Yeah.
Now, damn irresponsible of you to put a dime towards it.
Now, hear me out.
It's always good when
all
you
those
your first
Resident
scene
Evil
in a movie.
movies. Take Resident Evil out of the name, remove the Umbrella Corporation, the T-Virus, Jill Valentine.
Make its own standalone.
Yeah.
Call it anything else. Fucking great movie.
Yeah, call it Mila Jovovich's Titties Fight Zombies. I mean, that is a great name for it.
That.
Take Mario Brothers off the title.
Call it
Any
Plumbers in Dinosaur Land. There you go.
It's any other good cheesy 80s movie that was made in the 90s.
I think the director of that movie is cleaning houses, and there's still people like, there's an unforgivable sin.
Yeah.
That's the son of a bitch.
I'm not saying that it's a great
calls
movie,
them daily.
But you get rid of the whole Mario premise, and it's a decent D-list cheesy 80 movie that was made in the 90s. Still a good movie at the core, just bad use of the source material.
Yeah.
If you're going to put a name like that to especially a big prominent name, you better be holding all aces.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But to answer the question, my choice is going to be The Legend of Zelda, specifically the Ocarina of Time arc.
Good choice.
But it'll never happen because people love the source material too much. And nobody will ever be able to recreate that.
And Nintendo's been pretty much fuck you with anybody trying to touch their products or movies ever since, Mario.
But a close runner-up to that would be an actual Halo movie, not these spin-off.
Like
Forward Unto Dawn.
Yeah, Forward Unto Dawn.
Straight to DVD kind of.
Yeah.
But like an actual... They could use Reach as a good one. An origin story.
Yeah.
Agreed.
In my opinion, Reach probably has one of the best story arcs of the series.
Yeah.
Yes. Very much so. Very much so.
My top 3 Halos are Halo 3, Reach, ODST.
Yeah. Now,
just for story content alone.
Now, Omar, what would you like to see made into a...
Oh boy.
Look at that long list.
This is going to sound very, very weird for me to bring this one out, but just because of the storyline behind it and the special effects, I think the potential behind it, I'm going to go with Mass Effect. I'm sorry to say that they start with Mass Effect 2, because just the necessity of bringing all these aliens and different races together to say, I think Mass Effect 2 would be an awesome launching point. I would love to see Krogans and Reapers and stuff like that, and just like, thanks to Deadpool, now I can see Commander Shepard just like fucking everything in sight, everything.
Now, since you brought up Mass Effect, I'd also like to add an addendum to mine and say Dead Space.
Nice.
Yeah, the whole Dead Space series.
Oh, that would be
like modern day alien movies.
Yeah.
Hell yes. Very good point with that.
Now, as for me, I would say Metal Gear Solid.
Ooh, that's a good one. That should have been mine.
Yeah, I mean, Josh has seen me at my drunkest when I was crawling out on the floor going, level 4. Gotta get the Metal Gear.
That is a damn good choice because that's suspense, that's drama.
Yeah.
That is.
But
and there's action where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Where it needs to be, exactly.
And there's always a hot chick whose tits are right there in your face.
Think of that.
Hey,
I'm sorry, kids.
Let's not be, sexist. Snake has a nice ass and a leather suit that's always in your face, too.
Or if we're going to play that card, then should it be a male Commander Shepard or a female Commander Shepard?
They can do it like Hardcore Harry, where you see it from the first person view.
Because, I mean, if the female Commander Shepard is hooking up with Jack and Miranda and all this, I can see sales going up. Like, hell with Deadpool, this would be the best selling.
Now, what if they do a choose your own, where they make both of them?
Oh,
and in Theater A, you've got male, and Theater 2, you've got female. And, what are movie tickets now, like $12? Spend $20 and get 2 tickets. You walk out of one, walk right into the other one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think those choose your own adventure books where, you split paths, I want to see more of that in movies.
Yeah.
I could dig that.
I think that would be the evolution of movies years down the line.
Yeah.
But, that's got to come in with the whole interactive... Maybe I
think the Sega CD beat you to that with their little
from last week.
crisscross music director thing.
Yeah.
If I was to have another choice, a little B project besides Mass Effect, I'm showing my loyalty to this brand. I'll ride this horse to the fucking ground. I'll say Fallout.
Yeah.
The suspense behind it. Just you're in a town. There's fire ants and super mutants and shit like that.
Yeah.
You got to go rescue somebody over in like downtown Washington. I could see a Fallout 3, a particular movie, doing very well.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
Probably 2 years ago, maybe even longer than that, I had come across rumors that the rights to Fallout New Vegas had been sold to, I think, Warner Brothers for movie rights.
So they gave him like the bastard brother.
Yeah.
It's a start. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, this was, still when video game movies were still, like Marvel Entertainment Universe still kind of growing when I came across this. So you give them the one that nobody really likes, to give them a chance. So, if it goes well, okay, now we'll give you Fallout 2.
Oh, so they got to earn 3.
That's the way it sounded when I come across, but now nothing's ever been said about it.
Yeah.
Well, if they do a really great New Vegas, and if the creators of the game couldn't do it, maybe the movies can succeed with it. If they do really great with that, and then bounce to 2, like you said, and then maybe like 3 will be the end game, I could see that. I could totally see
But
that.
like I said, nothing's ever come of it, and that was years ago. Who knows what studio it really was, and if they even still have the rights.
Always someone that never played New Vegas.
Yeah.
So what are your picks?
Yeah. You can let us know by going to the Facebook, Twitter, or webpage, and also down in the comments below. Also,
links to everything that Omar's talked about, his Facebook page. Do you have a website for... Or are you just using the Facebook?
I'm just using the Facebook just because I'm so technically idiotic when it comes to stuff like that, building a web page.
We'll have a link for that, and do you have a specific email for contact information? Would you like to list that?
Oh, absolutely. You can contact me on my personal email, grimlockash@yahoo.com. Yeah, I use that as a business email. It's been my old gamer tag for years and years, so I'm not changing it. But it's grimlockash@yahoo.com. If you're interested in signing up for the con, or if you want to be a sponsor, definitely get in contact with us.
Yeah, so we'll have all that in the description below, and if I can trick YouTube into doing it, this exclamation point up here that shows up in this corner, if you're watching on desktop or mobile versions, there might be an annotation there that'll forward to your Facebook page.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And,
but it's kind of hard to get that to work sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
But speaking of all that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Head on over to our website and check out our all-new merch shop, which...
Oh, yeah. We got a new merch shop.
Yeah.
And it's launching today.
Yeah. And also, Josh, speaking of the merch shop, we have something for Omar for coming on to the show.
Oh, gosh. I get gifts. Say that.
Yeah. He gets one of his very own. Let's see if I can lean back far enough, or either we'll just hold up his. Yeah, that would be better. Let's hold up his.
Brand new.
Yeah. Cover up my face.
Yeah.
Talking Points t-shirt. Kind of smells like vinegar.
It does count.
Yeah, vinegar.
Well, that means it's clean.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a new car smell there.
Yeah, you have the official ToC smell, vinegar.
And
thank you guys so much
Hey,
for
no
having
problem.
me. And
Thanks for
coming on.
T-shirt.
And anyway, thanks for coming on. We'll definitely be having you on a lot more episodes, looks like. Cause,
Absolutely. Old Grandpa can swing by and tell some more tales around the campfire.
Yeah.
I got no problem with that.
And we're actually going to be following up with this merch shop. So right now you can go and get a Talking Point shirt, a Triforce of Chaos logo shirt, or cell phone case. Limited models though.
Yeah.
Or you can get the coveted Eat a Dick shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, I explained to Omar that was our new catchphrase. So
I had to really skate that one by.
Yeah. So anyway,
for all you kids looking and watching, if you want to jumpstart your collection right now, and you want some tips and tricks, anything you're interested in talking to me about, definitely email me, Facebook me. I'll tell you guys right now, one of my favorite spots to go to is Soundwave Comics and Music, located on Main Street in Somerville. Definitely check these guys out. Greg Woodward's one of the best in the business. I got a lot of my collection from there, so definitely check these guys out. And a special message, I want to give a shout out to my best friend and fellow collector, John DeLong. Please stop going to Walmart and buying up all the goddamn Ray figures. Because I know it's you son of a bitch. I love him to death. He's my best friend. Thank you for keeping me collecting, man. I love you, brother, and I will see you soon.
yeah.
One more thing about your con, just to reiterate, completely free, except for vendors.
Yeah.
You gotta pay for that.
Oh yeah. You gotta pay to play with that
And
one.
Yeah.
You've mentioned that it's a primarily local event. Are people who are live in North Carolina but are in Charleston for the weekend and hear about it, is anybody welcome to come, or is it strictly local?
Absolutely. Now, if you're a mutant, you have to register as a tape. I have no control over what the RDF does. You gotta check with them. Metahumans, we're letting you guys do it into the back. We don't want any trouble at these things.
Yeah.
If you're a Krogan, we definitely want to, Krogans and Red Guards, I think we're just not going to allow this thing. Krogans and Nords, we don't want any trouble.
Yeah.
But no, everybody's welcome. We definitely want everybody to travel, check this thing out. If you're in Florida, Atlanta, if you're in Georgia, I'm naming Atlanta like it's another state. If you're in North Carolina,
Well, it kind of is.
everybody is absolutely welcome to this thing, and this thing is absolutely positively free. There's no fee to get through the door. There's no fee to participate in any of the multiple events we got going on. Thank you so much to the Colleton County Public Library, Memorial Library, for having us there. Mr. Carl Coffin, thank you so much for putting your trust in me to conduct such a project, and I promise I will not let you guys down. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I apologize to any mutants and metahumans and
Red Guards.
Red Guards. What the hell with the Nords?
You need Kalos.
Those damn Khajiits, I can see them riding over this.
Yeah. They have wares,
But thank you guys for supporting the project. Thank you for standing by me, and I promise I will not let you guys down.
Hey. Well, anyway, that's it for today's episode. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep talking. Hey, so we hope you enjoyed today's episode of Talking Points. If you did, you can click on our guest here to subscribe. And if you want to see another video, you can click on Josh to see that awesome video.
What the fuck are you doing?
You're trying to click on me like I'm interactive. I'm not interactive.
I was going to say, what happens if they click on you?
Get away. Knock it off.